morning, very good morning to everyone. So we were doing a question yesterday, I think I got cut off. I'll continue that today. So the question that I was discussing was the nth derivative, right? So this is what it is called. The nth derivative right? So this is what it is called, the nth derivative of sine and cosine. So I had told you about the cast rule, and what this rule basically says is that for angles which are between 0 and 90 degrees, in fact I should not say it like this, I should say that for the angles which lie in the first quadrant, the values of sine, cosine, tan are all positive. For angles which lie in the second quadrant, only the sine values are positive, the rest are negative. For angles that lie in the third quadrant, only the tan values are positive. And for angles that lie in the fourth quadrant, only the cosine values are positive. Right? And I told you that so this is what I'm going to do, but not right now. And I told you that sine of n pi plus minus theta is equal to plus minus sine theta, and also cosine of n pi plus minus theta is equal to plus minus cosine theta. Now, I think I was last time using phi, this time I'm using theta, so don't get confused. This guy must be less than 90 degrees, and this guy is actually an integer, right? So this belongs to integers. So if you can take any angle which is greater than 90 degrees and express this angle in this form, then you can find the sine and cosine of such an angle. And once you have found sine and cosine, then of course you can find tan as well. But there is another set of formulas that are more pertinent to this question, right? And I could not get to those formulas yesterday, so I'll show you today. So the other set of formulas are something like this: sine of n pi by 2 plus minus theta is equal to plus minus cosine theta, and cosine of n pi by 2 plus minus theta is equal to plus minus of sine theta, right? So if you express the same angle अभी जो हमने डिस्कस किया था, if you express the same angle, this time not in terms of an integral of pi plus minus some angle, this time in terms of integral multiple of pi by 2, which is really 90 degrees. So n pi by 2 plus minus theta, if you express an angle like that, then the sine of such an angle becomes cosine. And just like before, the plus minus sign you have to decide on the basis of किस quadrant में है. Remember, ये matter करता है, ये matter नहीं करता है. Cosine of क्या निकाल रहे हैं, ये decide करेगा कि यहाँ पे plus है या minus है right hand side. Okay. So I think last time we did something like sine of 120 degrees. Now just looking at this, I know it is going to be a positive number because 120 degrees is between 90 and 180, so it must be in the second quadrant, and I'm finding the sine of it. नहीं, it is not the same बच्चा, देखो ना, same नहीं है right hand side, क्योंकि पहले क्या था, यहाँ पे साइन था, यहाँ पे भी साइन था. अभी क्या है, यहाँ पे साइन है, यहाँ पे कोसाइन है, यहाँ पे कोसाइन है, यहाँ पे साइन है. वो पलट गया ना, राइट. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे तो यहाँ पे साइन साइन, कोसाइन कोसाइन. ओके. और जो मैंने नया सेट ऑफ फॉर्मूला बताया है उसमें ये साइन और कोसाइन उल्टा हो जा रहा है बस, और कोई फर्क नहीं है, और कोई फर्क नहीं. आंसर वही आने वाला है. यू कैन चूज टू डू दैट, यू कैन चूज टू डू दिस, इट्स योर चॉइस. लेकिन हमारा पर्पस कुछ और है. हमारा पर्पस रिमेंबर इज फाइंडिंग द डी बाई डी एन ऑफ सॉरी डी बाई डी एक्स एन ऑफ साइन एक्स, राइट. तो वो इससे कैसे टाइड अप है ये मैं अभी बता रहा हूँ. स्टैंडर्ड दो सेट ऑफ फॉर्मूला है जो आप अब अगले 2 साल तक यूज करते रहोगे. इसका प्रूफ और इसका और डेप्थ में जो नॉलेज है वो आपको मैथ्स में पढ़ाया जाएगा. हमारे लिए, हमारे पर्पसेस के लिए, अभी के पर्पसेस के लिए केवल ये फॉर्मूले की जानकारी इज सफिशिएंट, राइट. यू नो दैट दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स, दैट्स इट. So sine of 120 degrees, how did we do it last time? I expressed sine of 120 degrees as sine of 180 minus 60 degrees, and therefore this is equal to sine of 60 degrees, and this is equal to root 3 by, right? We did this yesterday. Now I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it using the half angle wale formula. So I am going to express this as sine of 90 plus 30 degrees. Okay, please notice that this time instead of writing the angle 120 as 180 minus 60, I have written it as sine of 90 plus 30 degrees, and this becomes plus. Okay, the plus was decided the moment I wrote this, plus cosine of this guy, cosine of this angle. So this is cosine of 30 degrees, and this is equal to root 3 by 2, right? Okay. या समझ में? Yeah, I think this is. नहीं भाई, माइनस कहां से आ गया, क्या बोल रहे हो? 120 डिग्री किस क्वाड्रेंट में लाई करता है? 120 degrees is an angle which lies in the second quadrant, and in the second quadrant sine is positive. ये रहा cast diagram. This is what you refer to, cast. Okay, so here cosine is positive. Here all are positive. Here sine is positive. Here tan is positive. So I give you any angle I give you any angle. First thing you are supposed to do is look at the quadrant of that angle, right? Okay, so if I give you something like अरे तो n पाई 1 पाई से माइनस करेंगे तब तो आ जाएगा ना सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट में. n पाई प्लस कहाँ कर रहे हैं, n पाई माइनस कर रहे हैं. 1 पाई माइनस साइन ऑफ 315 डिग्री कितना होएगा? कितना होएगा? अरे क्या हो गया भाई तुम लोग को? माइनस होएगा, -45 थोड़ी ना होएगा. सुबह सुबह किसी ने ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं किया है ना, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है. मैंने भी नहीं किया. So this can be written as sine of 2 into 180 minus 45. This can be written as sine of 45. अब यहाँ पे प्लस होगा या माइनस होगा, दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय, प्लस होगा या माइनस होएगा दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय दिस गाय. So what I will do is I will draw the cast diagram C A S T और ये 315 डिग्रीज किस क्वाड्रेंट में है? ये 0 है, ये 90 है, ये 180 है, ये 270 है, ये 360 है. तो 315 डिग्री शुड बी समवेयर हियर. ये अगर लाइन बनी, ये वाला एंगल शुड बी 315 degrees. It is in the fourth quadrant. नहीं 180 के कंपल्सरी थोड़ी ना आप 180 में लो. आप अभी मैं उसमें करके दिखा रहा हूं. So since this is in the fourth quadrant, right? So since this is fourth quadrant, therefore this is going to be negative. Therefore this is the correct choice. Therefore the answer is -1/2. I can also write sine of 315 degrees as sine of, okay, 90 into 3 plus 45 degrees. It's just playing with numbers. That's it. मैंने 315 डिग्री को ऐसे लिख दिया या मैंने 315 डिग्री को ऐसे लिख दिया. आपकी मर्जी है कैसे भी लिखना है. लेकिन अगर आप 315 को इस तरीके से लिखोगे तो अब इसका जो आंसर आएगा वो आएगा प्लस माइनस कोसाइन 45. क्या हो गया?
सर इधर हम लोग को पता है कि वो नेगेटिव होने वाला है, इसलिए हम लोग ने उसको 19 into 3 प्लस 45 लिया ना, क्योंकि अगर साइन नेगेटिव है तो इधर कॉस पॉजिटिव है, इसलिए हमने प्लस दिया ना बीच में।
पता नहीं तू क्या बोल रहा है, देख मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तू क्या बोल रहा है।
सर हम ये फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में, मतलब कॉस वैल्यू पॉजिटिव होने वाली है।
काश मेरे सामने होता, काश। वो भी दिन आएंगे।
हाँ
मेरी बात
सर।
सुन, मेरी बात सुन ध्यान से, मेरे
हाँ
बच्चे, ध्यान से मेरी बात सुन। ये एंगल जो हमने आर्गुमेंट में लिखा है, ये एंगल 315,
हाँ
और ये जो उसका आप ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक रेशियो निकालना चाहते हो साइन,
हाँ हाँ
इसने ऑलरेडी आंसर का साइन डिसाइड कर दिया है।
हाँ पता है, मैं सर सेकंड मेथड की बात कर रहा हूँ।
अरे भाई, फर्स्ट मेथड हो या सेकंड मेथड हो, आंसर पॉजिटिव होगा या नेगेटिव होगा वो पहले से डिसाइडेड है।
हाँ
अब यहाँ पे मैं 315 को इस फॉर्म में लिखूं या इस फॉर्म में लिखूं, वो मेरी चॉइस है। अगर मैं इस फॉर्म में लिखूंगा तो मेरे को ये वाला साइन बदलना नहीं पड़ेगा, ये साइन का साइन रह जाएगा।
हाँ
और अगर मैंने इस फॉर्म में इस एंगल को लिखा तो यहाँ पे ये साइन का कोसाइन हो जाएगा। लेकिन ये जो प्लस माइनस साइन है ये पहले से डिसाइडेड है। क्यों डिसाइडेड है? क्योंकि मैं 315 डिग्रीज का साइन निकाल रहा हूँ।
हाँ
315 डिग्रीज का साइन
नेगेटिव
नेगेटिव
होता है।
था,
हाँ
तो यहाँ पे मेरा कोसाइन आए या साइन आए उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है। उसका का आंसर का जो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव का चॉइस है, दैट हैज ऑलरेडी बीन मेड।
ओके सर, तो हम लोग सेकंड
दैट
मेथड में।
इनफैक्ट वो चॉइस मेड भी नहीं है, इट इज द चॉइस विच इज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन,
हाँ वही।
राइट?
सर हम लोग सेकंड मेथड में 19 to 4 minus 45 भी ले सकते हैं।
हाँ बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं, हाँ,
ओ ओ,
कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा।
कोई नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हम लोग का साइन पहले से हम लोग ने डिसाइड कर लिया।
पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव डिसाइड है।
ओ ओके ओके समझ।
हाँ ओके, अच्छा। हाँ भाई, और पूछ लो भैया जिसको पूछना है। आई थिंक अ फ्यू पीपल हैव डाउट्स। रुको, मैं चैट में मुझे किसी ने डाउट भेजा है, मैं पहले बता दूं। हाँ, is it compulsory to take in terms of 180 degrees? No, absolutely not. You can take it in terms of 90 degrees. Take it something into 90 plus. You can take it something into 90 minus. You can take something into 180. Why it becomes cosine? It becomes cosine because I don't know, because इसका proof आपको मैथ में पढ़ाया जाएगा, right? Sin pi by 2 plus theta किया ना, साइन पाई बाई 2 प्लस थीटा किया ना, तो बेसिकली हो क्या रहा है कि पाई बाई 2 प्लस थीटा ये वाला एंगल हो जा रहा है, थीटा ये वाला एंगल हो जा रहा है। ये वाले एंगल के लिए साइन और कोसाइन की डेफिनेशन चेंज हो जा रही। अगर यहाँ पे एंगल थीटा है तो साइन थीटा इज इक्वल टू ऑपोजिट ओवर हाइपोटेन्यूज। ऑपोजिट इज द y कोऑर्डिनेट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज इज रूट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई। ये मैं अभी कराना नहीं चाह रहा, आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू दिस। एंड इफ यू लुक एट दिस थीटा, देन फॉर दिस the same expression for sin theta would be given by cosine theta. Cosine theta is y upon under root of x square plus y square. But I don't want to अभी don't worry about ये sin cosine क्यों हो गया। बस ये याद रखना है कि sin अगर आपने साइन के अंदर के एंगल को एक्सप्रेस किया एज एन इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल ऑफ 90 प्लस माइनस थीटा, तो आपको साइन को कोसाइन में बदलना पड़ेगा, कोसाइन को साइन में बदलना पड़ेगा। और अगर आपने उसको 180 के इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल प्लस माइनस थीटा से एक्सप्रेस किया तो आपको कुछ नहीं करना, साइन कोसाइन सेम रहेंगे, राइट? अभी उसमें नहीं पढ़ना है, अभी बस इतना याद रखना है जितना मैंने बताया। So how does all this have a bearing on the question how does all this have a bearing on the question that I gave? Right? This is what I want to do. I gave you a question that it is, you have to find dny by dxn, right? dny by dxn if y is equal to sine of x. ये मैंने क्वेश्चन दिया था ना, right? Okay, now please tell me y dash if y is equal to sine x, right? ये सब हम बिगिनिंग से डिस्कस करते आ रहे हैं. Y dash is equal to cosine x. Y double dash is equal to minus sine x. Y triple dash is equal to minus cosine x. Y4 is equal to plus sine x. Y5 is equal to plus cosine x. Y6 is equal to minus sine x. Y7 is equal to minus cosine x, and then the cycle will repeat itself. Okay, so the answer that you were giving me was ये 4 अपने आप को रिपीट करते जा रहे हैं. तो the answer that you were giving me was कि अच्छा अगर y का वैल्यू ऑड हुआ, राइट, तो यहाँ पे देखते हैं ऑड कहाँ पे है. y का वैल्यू ऑड हुआ, सॉरी जो नंबर ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन टाइम्स अगर ऑड हुआ, अगर n का वैल्यू ऑड हुआ, n का वैल्यू ऑड कहाँ कहाँ है, ये रहा ऑड, ये रहा ऑड, ये रहा ऑड, ये रहा ऑड. तो अगर n का वैल्यू ऑड है तो dny by dxn का वैल्यू डेफिनेटली कोसाइन है, लेकिन कभी माइनस है कभी प्लस है. अब अगर n इवन है तो क्या होएगा, यहाँ पे इवन है, यहाँ पे इवन है, यहाँ पे इवन है, तो जब भी n का वैल्यू इवन रहेगा तो dny by dxn का वैल्यू साइन रहेगा, लेकिन प्लस माइनस. हाँ, n is the number of differentiation times. Yes, yes. Right. So this is something that you know. This is something that you have already worked out yesterday. I want to show you something else. Sine of pi by 2 so फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट का एंगल में ले रहा हूं साइन थीटा, सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट का एंगल में ले रहा हूं, मेरे पास आएगा साइन ऑफ 90 प्लस थीटा. फिर मैं थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट का एंगल ले रहा हूं, तो मेरे पास आएगा साइन ऑफ 2 into 90 प्लस थीटा. फिर मैं फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट का एंगल ले रहा हूं, तो मेरे पास आएगा साइन ऑफ 3 into 90 plus theta. Right? So first sin theta, then sin 90 plus theta, then sin twice into 90 plus theta, then sin 3 into 90 plus theta. But now we know that this is equal to how much? Sin 90 plus theta must be plus होना चाहिए क्योंकि सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट में है. कोसाइन थीटा होना चाहिए क्योंकि 90 प्लस समथिंग। ये क्या हो जाएगा, ये एंगल तो थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में चला गया, माइनस होना चाहिए, राइट? ओके, लेकिन ये तो 2 इंटू 90 है, लेकिन 2 इंटू 90 तो 180 होता है, ये तो 180 प्लस थीटा है, तो यहां पे आना चाहिए माइनस साइन थीटा। और अब हम यहां पे आ गए, ये 3 इंटू 90 है, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में है तो ये तो माइनस रहेगा, लेकिन 3 इंटू 90 प्लस थीटा है, तो यहां पे क्या आना चाहिए, माइनस ऑफ। So if you look at these, if you look at these results that I have just written down, and if you look at, हाँ एक मिनट बच्चा, एक मिनट, and if you look at these guys, sine, cosine, minus sine, minus cosine, and then the pattern repeats itself. And if you look here, then you will find sine, cosine, minus sine, minus cosine. हाँ बोलो।
सर वो जो थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट वाला है साइन 2 इंटू 90 प्लस थीटा, वो मल्टीप्लाई होके 180 आ रहा है, इसीलिए हमने सेम लिखा है। अगर कुछ और होता तो कॉस होता वो।
साइन 180, 180 क्या है, 180 है ये
मेथड 1 हो गया ये।
एक्चुअली, हाँ मतलब मेथड 1 हो गया ना, तो क्यों हो रहा है वो मेथड 1, क्योंकि साइन ऑफ इवन इंटीग्रल मल्टीप्लाइड बाय पाई बाय 2 जब भी हम करेंगे,
ओके,
साइन ऑफ इवन इंटीग्रल मल्टीप्लाइड बाय पाई बाय 2 हम जब भी करेंगे, तो अगर इवन इंटीग्रल है वो तो 2 से डिविजिबल है, और इंटीग्रल में पाई बाय 2 किया तो समथिंग इनटू पाई आ जाएगा फिर। तो जब भी n इवन इंटीग्रल होता है तो हमारा केस 1 आ जाता है, और जब n ऑड इंटीग्रल होता है और ऑड इंटीजर होता है सर, तो हमारा केस 2 आ जाता है।
ओके,
ठीक है ना? बट द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग टू नोटिस इज दैट यहां पे जो साइन कोसाइन का वेरिएशन चल रहा है, यहाँ पे जो हमारे पास फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में साइन का वैल्यू आया, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में साइन का वैल्यू आया, थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में साइन का वैल्यू आया, फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में साइन का वैल्यू आया, there is an uncanny resemblance between these values and these values. Look at these values, they are the same, right? Therefore, if you ask me what is the nth derivative of sine and cosine, then the answer is very obvious now. dny by dxn should be equal to sine of n pi by 2 plus x, sorry. Can you tell me what is dny by dxn if y is equal to cosine theta, तब क्या होएगा? y is equal to cosine theta में क्या होएगा? बिल्कुल सही है, cosine of n pi by 2 plus x, राइट? मैं फिर से एक बार रिपीट कर दे रहा हूं, ऑल्दो हम कभी इसका यूज करेंगे नहीं। So I told you that there are there are two types of, there are actually one type only, but ठीक है मैंने इसको two types से बोल दिया. So there are two types of relationships which are used to find the sine, cosine values of angles. The first one is when you express the angle as an integral multiple of 180 degrees plus minus some angle smaller than 90 degrees. In this case, these are the two relations. Okay. The sine plus minus is decided by this guy. आप क्या निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, sine या cosine, and this guy, which is the angle, and in which quadrant does this angle lie? Okay. There is another set of formula for finding the same thing, and this is the another set of formula. In this case, you express the given angle in terms of an integral multiple of pi by 2 plus minus an angle less than 90 degrees. Okay. Voice has gone. कहाँ चली गई मेरी voice? आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही है अभी? Hello, hello. आ रही है. Okay, मेरा हाथ हो सकता है उस पर चला गया. हाँ. तो this is another set of formula where you express the angles in terms of integral multiple of pi by 2 plus minus an angle smaller than theta, and in this case something else happens. Sine converts to cosine and cosine converts to sine. Again, I'm not going to go into the proof. The proof is not very difficult, and it will be taught to you in math, so I won't go into that right now. Okay. So using these two sets of equations, I realize that if n is varied in this set, ये वाले set of formula में, तो n को जब मैं vary करूँगा, तो it will either be an odd integer or it will be an even integer. If it is an odd integer, then this set of rules will follow, कोई problem नहीं. But the moment it becomes an even integer, then n pi by 2 really is an integral of pi. And in that case, I'll fall back on the first set of equations, right? So I notice that when I find the sine of angles in the four quadrants and beyond, तो अगर मैं फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में आया हूँ, मैं इससे आगे जाऊंगा तो मैं फिर से फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में आ जाऊंगा, फिर से सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में आ जाऊंगा, फिर से थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट, फिर से फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में आ जाऊंगा, तो यही वैल्यूज फिर से रिपीट हो जाएंगी. So I find the sine of angles in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. In the first quadrant, I don't really have to do anything. Sine of theta is sine of theta. In the second quadrant, if an angle lies, then I will express that angle as 90 plus theta. Therefore, sine 90 plus theta will become plus cosine theta because the angle was in the second quadrant and I am finding sine, so it was plus. And since it was expressed as 90 plus theta, I will have to convert sine into cosine. In the third quadrant, just to maintain the pattern. So this first thing you can think of as sine of 0 into 90 plus theta. Then we get sine of 1 into 90 plus theta. Then I get sine of 2 into 90 plus theta. But the moment I write 2 into 90, I can say that 2 into 90 is 180. So this becomes sine of 180 plus theta. Now since the angle is in the third quadrant, therefore the value must be negative. So पहले ही negative sign लिख लिया मैंने. And since it is sine 180 plus theta, sine remains sine. And then in the fourth quadrant, I prefer to write the angle as 3 into 90 plus theta. I could have done it another way, but I just want to maintain some consistency so that the other angle, the next angle that I write, will be sine of 4 into 90 plus theta. Then the other angle that I'll write will be sine of 5 into 90 plus theta, and so on and so on. The moment I write these four results and I compare these four results to the results that I have on differentiation of sine theta, I notice a very uncanny resemblance. And this uncanny resemblance is that I keep on differentiating sine x, and the expressions that I get are exactly the same as the expressions that I was getting for finding the sine of angles greater than 90 degrees, right? So using this uncanny relationship between the two phenomena, I can now express the nth derivative of sine as simply sine of n pi by 2 plus x. And you can cross check this. You can put n is equal to 3, you can put n is equal to 5, you can put n is equal to 300, you can put n is equal to 1000, whatever you wish, and you will find that the answer always comes out to be correct. Okay, and similarly, I can find the nth derivative of cosine theta. It is a very weird fact that क्या नहीं अंडरस्टैंड किया, पढ़ा ही नहीं. एक मिनट. What you did not understand? Why it is n pi by 2 and not only n pi? I didn't understand what you are trying to understand. Why it is n pi by 2 and not only n pi? मेरी choice है बच्चा वो. My choice. I have two sets of equations. I can apply any one that I want. I have chosen to apply this particular set of equations. Yes, it is my choice. अरे x लो या थीटा लो या y लो या z लो तो कोई फर्क थोड़े ना पड़ता है. इससे तो निकलना पड़ेगा. मैंने यहाँ पे थीटा लिया है क्योंकि मैं ट्रिग्नोमेट्री से डील कर रहा हूँ. वहां पे x लिया है क्योंकि मैं कैलकुलस से डील कर रहा हूँ. तो ये 92 into 90, 3 into 90, this is my choice. Okay. I can choose arbitrarily, of course I can choose arbitrarily. मैं यहाँ पे 180 minus theta लिख सकता हूँ, मैं यहाँ पे कुछ और लिख सकता हूँ, but I don't want to do that because मैं ये pattern का follow देखना चाह रहा हूँ. I want to make this pattern follow through 1 into 0 into 90 plus theta, 1 into 90 plus theta, 2 into 90 plus theta, 3 into 90 plus theta. Next angle is going to be 4 into 90 plus theta. Next angle is going to be 5 into 90 plus theta. So there is a pattern here, right? And this pattern corresponds exactly to the answers that I get will be exactly the same as the differentiation wale expressions. Okay, so this is how you find the nth derivative of क्या हो गया तुम लोग को. ये x इक्वल टू 0 हो गया तो क्या हो जाएगा? x इक्वल टू 0 हो गया तो वेरिएबल ही नहीं है, उसको डिफरेंशिएट ही नहीं कर सकते. खत्म हो गई बात. हाँ.
Sir, is there any direct formula for other trigonometric ratios also, like if we are asked to find the nth derivative of tan x or sec x?
नहीं 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 काम करेगा.
सर तो फिर अगर tan x का आया तो फिर sin और cos में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा?
नहीं भाई, tan x का कर ही नहीं पाएगा. कैसे करेगा? किया था ना पिछली बार 3 बार.
यस.
तो कितना लंबा आंसर आ रहा था. अब मैं उसमें बोलता कि नहीं एक और बार करो, 2 और बार करो, तो आप सब लोग छोड़ छाड़ के भाग जाते हैं. So it is not always practically feasible. It is not always practically feasible to find the nth differential, right? To find the nth derivative.
Okay,
Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. Sometimes you can be absolutely sure that the nth derivative does not exist. For example, if I ask you to find dny by dxn, if y is equal to x power 50, right? So if n is greater than 50, then dny by dxn will be equal to 0, क्योंकि आप तो पावर हर बार कम करते जाओगे तो एक बार जो है x की पावर 0 हो जाएगी. जब x की पावर 0 हो जाएगी तो एक नंबर बन जाएगा. जब वो एक नंबर बन जाएगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम आप डिफरेंशिएट करोगे तो 0 हो जाएगा. Right? I think we did this last time with x cube. You differentiate it once, you get 3x square. You differentiate it twice, you get 6x. You differentiate it 3 times, you get 6. You differentiate it 4 times, you get 0. Right? So some functions, they have the nth differential as 0, right? Provided n is larger than some number. And for some functions, nth differential exists, but it is difficult to find. For example, tan, sec, cosec, and the other trigonometric ratios. And for some functions, the nth differential is easy to find. For example, sine and cosine. Okay, अब यहाँ पे अपन रुकेंगे. इसके आगे अब डिस्कशन नहीं करेंगे. One interesting fact, however, I will tell you before we leave this topic. It is a direct result of the fact that sine and cosine can be infinitely differentiated. Okay, sine and cosine can be infinitely differentiated. You still get an answer. It is a direct consequence of the fact that sine and cosine can be infinitely differentiated that we can see that there is the phenomena of light. अब ये कैसे होता है, क्यों होता है, we are really not in a position to discuss. At the end of class 12th, when you have done electricity, when you have done magnetism, and you still want to know why is light moving with the speed of light, then if you ask me, if you remember, I will tell you, nahin, aisa nahi. If you differentiate any value of y infinitely, you will not get 0. Sin x है आपके सामने, prime example. आप differentiate करते रहो sin को, आपको कभी 0 नहीं मिलेगा, right? 1 by x. Can you give 1 by x, e power x, करते रहो differentiate. e power x को करते रहो differentiate. कितनी बार करना है तो वापस से वही आ जाएगा. e power x is infinitely differentiable. ठीक है. मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आया जो किसने बोला मेरे को. Can you give a question of n differential for more clarity? नहीं, you don't need to. No, you don't need. No. Nth differentiation is anyways beyond our syllabus. I just gave it as a fun exercise. We don't need to remember. We don't need to know. अब आगे बढ़ रहे हैं हम. We are moving ahead. Okay. So let's go back to the physical meaning. The physical meaning of differentiation. right? So you remember when I was starting this, I told you that the slope of the curve, this is equal to dy by, there's a physical meaning of the differentiation. Let me clarify further. If we have an xy axis and we have a curve on this xy axis like so, and the equation of the curve is given by y is equal to f of x, then the slope of the curve is given by y dash, okay, or I can write it as f dash x. तो जब मैं आपको fx की वैल्यू बताऊंगा तो आप उसको डिफरेंशिएट करके f dash x निकाल लोगे. So I want to talk about the slope of the curve at this point. So I draw a tangent to the curve at this point. Right? Let me draw it. एक minute, बच्चा, एक minute. Let me draw the tangent properly, if I can. Oops. All right. Yes, so this is the tangent, right? So I want to know the value of this angle theta. Then I know that slope is equal to tan theta and if I know the value of x here, let's say x is equal to 5, then the slope is equal to tan theta will be equal to f dash of 5. And this is what you have to understand. This is what I want you to be very, very clear about. Y is equal to x cube. What is the slope? 3x square. But what does it mean? It means that if you were to draw the graph y is equal to x cube and you were to go to the point x is equal to 2, then the value of y of course would be 8. But at the point x equal to 2, if you were to draw a tangent to the graph, then the slope of the tangent would be given by placing the value of x into the expression for slope, which is 3x square. So the value of the slope of the graph y is equal to x cube at x equal to 2 is equal to 3 into 4, which is 12. Right? This you must be absolutely clear about. So if y is equal to x cube, then the slope of the graph is dy by dx is equal to 3x square. This implies that at x is equal to 2, the slope is equal to 12. This implies that tan theta is equal to 12. Right? And you can put it in your calculator and you can find the value of theta. हाँ इतना लंबा क्या हो गया है ये 007 यू शुड बी बॉन्ड क्या है ये क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा हाँ 85.23 डिग्रीज यस अबे x की वैल्यू 2 यहाँ पे डालेंगे ना लोग we'll put the x का value 2 here 3 into 4 3 into 2 square that is 12 हाँ अभी आ रहे हैं डबल डिफरेंशिएशन क्यों किया आ रहे हैं इसमें आ रहे हैं ये आया समझ में 12 क्यों है राइट ओके नाउ ओके चलो अब important stuff, right? Okay, very important stuff. What is the practical use of differentiation? Why have we learned differentiation in the first place? So the first practical application that I told you, and I gave you a couple of questions in the exercises, that was that you have a cylinder, I think. Cylinder का हाइट और रेडियस किसी रेट से वेरी कर रहा है तो सिलेंडर का वॉल्यूम किस रेट से वेरी कर रहा है राइट सो यू रोट v is equal to pi r square h and then you operated d by dt on both sides. On the left hand side you get dv by dt and on the right hand side whatever answer you get after differentiation, I think you'll have to apply the product rule. Whatever answer you get on the right hand side tells us what is the rate of change of volume of the cylinder given that the height is changing at this rate and the radius is changing at a particular rate. So this was one aspect of differentiation. The next aspect of differentiation that I'm going to teach you now is way more powerful, right? And in fact, the whole of lecture 4, if you have read it, is dedicated to this aspect. And this is in maths, it is called, the topic name is maxima and minima. Yeah. So the mathematical process of differentiation is so powerful that you can use it to find the highest and the lowest values that a function attains, right? What do I mean by lowest? What do I mean by lowest and the highest values? So supposing that we have a graph between two variables and the graph is like this, right? So what we do is we say that look, this value is a value of maxima, right? And this value is a value of minima. Okay, now you बोलते जा रहे हो किसकी वैल्यू की बात हो रही है भाई क्या है ये वैल्यू क्या है so for this point we have a certain x coordinate, right? Let me call this x1 and there is a corresponding y coordinate. Let me call this y1. And for this we have certain x coordinate x2 and a certain y coordinate y2. Right? So what do I mean by हाँ इसको लोकल मैक्सिमा लोकल मिनिमा बोलते हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात. अभी उसकी बात बाद में करेंगे. So what do I mean by value? Right? Okay. So let's be very clear about this. So we will say that x1 is a point of maxima. Okay. And y1 is the maximum value of the graph. Similarly, x2 is a point of minima where the y value is the minimum value of the graph. Right? But then you might say, and you should say, एक मिनट, अगर ये ग्राफ ऐसे जा रहा है तो यहां पे जो वैल्यू है ग्राफ की वो श्योरली यहां से भी कम है, and you would be right. And therefore if you look at the booklet, if you look at the study material that I've given you, the maxima and minima that I'm writing are defined as the local maxima and local minima. And ये वाला जो minima है जो मैंने बनाया है, जो actual minimum value होगी function की, उसको global minima बोला जाता है. But we are not really interested in global minimas. We are only interested in the local maxima and minima. Okay. So for us, sine graph के लिए infinite points of maxima and infinite points of minima. So for us we have maxima and minima defined by a very simple phenomenon. If I were to draw the tangent to the curve at this point, I would get this. And if I were to draw the tangent to the curve at this point, I would get this. And we know that the slope of this straight line is equal to 0. Right? Slope of this straight line, the slope of this straight line is equal to 0. Right? So wherever the slope of a graph is 0, you can be absolutely sure that you are dealing with a point of maxima or a minima. But you don't know which, right? I mean, the slope at maxima is also 0 and the slope at minima is also 0. So you don't know which is which. And the purpose of today's lecture is to find out which is which, right? Yeah. So please take a screenshot. मैं आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ. ये सब मैं कल का तो नहीं कर पाया, कल का तो सेशन अब्रप्टली एंड हो गया था, बट अभी मैं पूरा ये सारे स्लाइड्स आपको भेज दूँ. Okay. So when slope of a graph is 0. You see, I don't want to write this. ये बहुत लंबा है, ये मेरे को नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है. ये इतना लंबा लिखना मेरा टाइम का बहुत वेस्ट है ये. So what should I do? I should write when dy by dx is equal to 0. Right? This is the only purpose for which this notation was invented in the first place. So when the slope of graph is 0, when dy by dx equal to 0, then we are dealing with points of maxima or minima. Right? So first let me give you an example, and then I will show you how to find whether a point is that of a maxima or that of a minima, right? So first, let's have y is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Right? तो मेरे को इसका ग्राफ ड्रॉ करना है. तो let's find dy by dx. क्या होगा dy by dx? 2x minus 5. And then we find when is dy by dx equal to 0. So 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. This implies that x is equal to 2.5. So what this means is that at x is equal to 2.5, the graph, whatever the graph is, will have maxima or minima. Right? How to decide whether it will be maxima or minima? Let's see. So I want to draw the graph for that expression. Right? And when I draw the graph, it comes out to be something like this. Okay, how do you know? मालूम है सबको ये ग्राफ कैसे बनाना है ना? मैं बताता हूँ. I will tell you ये ग्राफ कैसे बनाना है. एक मिनट. Right. So how to make this graph? मैं अभी इस पे वापस आ रहा हूँ. Okay, I'll come back to this. मेरी स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रही है अभी? Can you see my screen? Right, I hope everybody can see. This is called, this is an app. ये chat क्यों नहीं आ रहा है भाई? अभी काला काला दिखाई दे रहा है? एक मिनट रुको, फिर से ट्राई करता हूँ. Let me try again. Can you see my screen now? Yeah, I hope everybody can. So y is equal to x square, okay, minus 5x plus 6. Paragraph. Right, and you can zoom in if you want. आपको दिखाई दिया स्क्रीन? Right, so you can download this. You can download this software. हाँ तो स्क्रीन इज गॉन, मैंने हटा दिया इसलिए हट गया. मैन्युअली मैथ्स में सिखाया जाएगा कैसे बनाते हैं. डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. बट अभी आप क्या कर सकते हो टू मेक अ ग्राफ. वंडरफुल ऐप Desmos, right? All you have to do then is just all you have to do is download this, put the equation inside. Very easy to do, and it will draw the graph for you. Here, okay. So we are again back to our topic. So I had the y-axis and the x-axis, and we had the graph. Okay, this is the graph, and we know the equation, right? It is y is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. So I will just write that down. Y is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Now, if you look carefully at the graph, then we know the coordinates of these 2 points. This is x is equal to 2. This is x is equal to 3. And we also know the coordinate of this point, right? This is x is equal to 2.5. We have just figured this out. How did we figure this out? We said that the slope of the graph at this point will be 0. I want to know what point that is. So I found the slope of the graph by differentiating the expression. I got 2x minus 5, and I put this equal to 0. So x came out to be 2.5. Now, supposing that I don't have this graph with me, supposing that I don't have the app Desmos with me, and I want to know whether this point is the point of maxima or a point of minima, then what should I do? What should I do? So I'll show you how to handle these problems. So again, what I want to do is I want to draw a y-axis. But this time I want to draw one x-axis here, and I want to draw one axis here. Now please follow me very, very carefully. The graph that we have is something like this. Okay, and I will ask you 6 questions. First, what is the slope of the graph at this point? What is the slope of the graph at this point? What is the slope of the graph at this other point? 0, right? 0, yes, the answer is 0. You draw a tangent, it will be a horizontal line, and that's it, it's 0, right? So this graph is between y, and on this axis we have x. This graph is between something else. अभी मैंने उसको बताया नहीं है, लेकिन ये x axis पे तो वही है x. This x and this x are same. What I want to plot on the second axis is the slope of the first axis. Right. So literally on this axis we are plotting the slope of the first graph. So here I want to plot dy by dx. Okay, I want to plot dy by dx. Now, to plot dy by dx, what I will say is that look, the x-axis on the lower graph and the x-axis on the upper graph, they correspond exactly to each other. X-axis. इसका मतलब कि जो भी x की वैल्यू यहाँ पे है, right? जो भी x की वैल्यू यहाँ पे है, वही x की वैल्यू यहाँ पे भी है, और जो भी x की वैल्यू यहाँ है, वही x की वैल्यू यहाँ पे भी है. Same values of x. Which point should I plot? Remember that I am plotting the slope of the graph. So at this particular value of x, ये जो मैंने yellow line से बनाया है, what is the slope of the green graph? At this particular value of x, which I have drawn using the yellow and the red lines, what is the slope of the graph? What is the value of the slope of the graph? It is 0. Yes, it is 0. Yes, yes, yes. Therefore, the point that I must draw, or the point that I must plot, must be this one. Must be this one. Right? Because on the lower graph, remember, we are plotting the slope of the graph. And the slope of the green graph at this point, at these 2 points, is definitely 0. We know this, right? Okay. Now I'm going to ask the second question. Second question is, what is the slope of the graph here? What is the slope of the graph here? Well, how do you find the slopes? Well, to find the slopes, you have to draw a tangent. right? So if I were to draw a tangent at this point, I would get something like this. I'm sorry, पता नहीं ठीक से फिर से try करता हूँ मैं. Oops. I would get something like this. It is a tangent to the graph. Yeah, it won't be tan 90. No. Let me rephrase my question. The question that I want to ask is that for this new yellow line that I have drawn, is the slope of the graph a positive number or a negative number? Is the slope of the graph a positive number or a negative number? Yeah, so it is a positive number, right? How do I know it is a positive number? Well, I know that with the x-axis, it forms an acute angle. So therefore, it must be positive, right? Tan of any angle which is in the first quadrant is positive. So it must be positive. So what is the point that I should plot on the lower graph? It should be a positive number, right? Somewhere here. I don't know the value of the positive number. I just know that it must be positive. Okay. Next question. I want to find slope of the graph at this point now. I want to find the slope of the graph at this point now. And my question is the graph at this, is the slope of the graph at this point a positive number or a negative number? Let me draw the tangent. Tangent will be something like this. The slope of the graph is a negative number or a positive number, right? The way to check is just to draw the positive x-axis somewhere and just look at this angle. This angle is obtuse, so this must be a negative, right? So I want to plot this slope on the lower graph, and when I do so, I plot maybe somewhere here. Negative number है ना? ये negative axis हो गई. नेगेटिव वैल्यू ऑफ स्लोप हो गई, पॉजिटिव वैल्यू ऑफ स्लोप हो गई, यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव स्लोप है, यहाँ पे नेगेटिव स्लोप है, राइट? एंड व्हेन आई जॉइन दीज 3 पॉइंट्स आई गेट अ स्ट्रेट लाइन. Please be aware that this straight line that I am getting may not be straight, right? But in this case, I am telling you it is straight. Okay. स्लोप क्वाड्रेंट से नहीं देखते हैं बच्चा. स्लोप से क्वाड्रेंट का कोई मतलब नहीं है. आप कोई भी स्ट्रेट लाइन लो और आप उस पे किसी भी पॉइंट पे राइट हैंड साइड पे एक स्ट्रेट लाइन बना दो, हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन. अगर एंगल ऑब्ट्यूज है, स्लोप नेगेटिव है. अगर एंगल अक्यूट है तो स्लोप पॉजिटिव. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. I want to find the slope of the graph here, right? I want to find the slope of the graph here. So the slope of the graph here will be, will be the slope of the tangent, and the slope and the tangent is like this. अब ये पॉजिटिव है या नेगेटिव? मेरे को केवल साइन चाहिए उसमें. नेगेटिव स्लोप है इसका. तो जब मैं प्लॉट करूंगा इसको तो ये पॉइंट इधर प्लॉट होएगा कुछ ऐसे. फाइनल क्वेश्चन. I want to find the slope of the graph at this point. And I can again draw the tangent. Tangent will be something like this. So the slope of the graph will be positive, this is how I will draw it. And when I join, I get this. Okay. चलो, so now let's figure out इसका मैंने slope कैसे निकाला. इसका मैंने slope निकाला by calculating dy by dx. In this case, of course, मैंने tangent draw किया, but mathematically speaking, I should find dy by dx. लेकिन अगर मैं पैराबोला नहीं बनेगा, उससे हमें we are not interested in shapes. Some arbitrary graph is there, मैंने slope निकाला उसमें. Now what I want to do is I want to find the slope of this guy. How do you find the slope? It is d of whatever is on the y-axis divided by d of whatever is on the x-axis. Right? I mean dy by dx क्यों लेते हैं हम? क्योंकि d of whatever is on the y-axis, right? So it is d of whatever is on the y-axis divided by, so this यहाँ से आ रहा है, divided by d of whatever is on the x-axis. यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? यहाँ पे आएगा d of whatever is on the y-axis, but you have dy by dx divided by d of whatever is on the x-axis, वो तो x ही है, right? But what is ये क्या चीज हो गई? ये तो बड़ी अजीब सी चीज है. अगर मैं इसको एज ए फ्रैक्शन लिखूंगा तो dx तो नीचे आ जाएगा, नीचे एक और dx है, आपस में अगर मल्टीप्लाई हो गए तो dx होल स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. और ऊपर एक तरीके से देखा जाए, which is I am absolutely wrong of course, but just for visual satisfaction, ऊपर अगर देखा जाए तो d और d मल्टीप्लाई हो रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा d square y upon dx square, which happens to be our double differentiation. So the slope of this graph is d2y by dx square, and the slope of this graph, ऊपर वाला, is dy by dx. So now I ask you the final question. ये जो मैंने green line बनाई है यहाँ पे, इसके लिए d2y by dx square पॉजिटिव है या नेगेटिव है? ये जो मैंने ग्रीन लाइन ये नीचे बनाई है, नेगेटिव है या पॉजिटिव है? Just look, it is a straight line, right? It is a straight line which is making an acute angle with the obtuse angle with the x-axis. Therefore, the slope of this must be negative, right? So I just say that d2y by dx square is negative. And here, therefore, I can say that d2y by dx square is positive, right? And what have I figured out? What have I done here? You see, this was a point of maxima, and this was a point of minima. So how do I know whether a point is a point of maxima or minima or not? I do dy by dx equal to 0. इससे मुझे पता चल जाएगा कि भाई पॉइंट मैक्सिमा है या मिनिमा. लेकिन मुझे ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि मैक्सिमा ही है वो पॉइंट? मुझे ये पता चलेगा by double differentiating and putting in the value of x. If it turns negative, then this means that we are dealing with a point of maxima, and if it turns positive, then we are dealing with a point of minima, right? Okay. Please take a screenshot. I will be moving always, yes, always. Please take a screenshot. I will be moving ahead. So हाँ एग्जाम्पल वही एग्जाम्पल ही बता y is equal to x cube by 3 minus 5x square by 2 plus 6x plus 1. Find maximum and minimum values of y. So the first step is to find an equation between